G'day everyone, Gareth here from Organic Grow Melbourne. So today I've been looking at my Nectarine. That's the one that just did not wake up, and I've literally just come out here. I thought, you know what, I think she's probably had it. I cut and trimmed it a bit more today, and it looks as though it's slowly drying out. And when I pulled it up, that's pretty much the root system it's had. I bought this as a bare root a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. So this was its second season in the ground. And just inspecting these roots, they're just waterlogged. And like some have even started rotting. And just not looking. Look at that. Just breaking up really easily. And so I think this suffered from root rot. It just did not like it here, which is really unusual. It's not the wettest part of my property. In fact, going down that way is the wettest part, going towards the retaining wall here, the veggie gardens and that. That's where it fills up. You'll notice in some of my videos that it gets very boggy down here in the winter, which is why it's all quite still bare, as you can see. But I've pulled it out, and now I need to put something here, and I'm a bit worried that anything I put in this area is going to suffer. The pear seems to be doing okay. This did okay last year. It flowered, it even developed some small fruit. Went into dormancy, and that's when I think it died, it suffered. This Nectarine, I mean, it's a different variety than that one there. It's just not, it just hasn't done that well, which is a shame. I was really looking forward to this. The white flesh Nectarine I like better than the other varieties. And these seeds actually separate from the flesh, where the other ones are attached to it, so just a lot easier to eat as well. And you can eat these, well, actually both these varieties you can eat actually quite crispy as well. But now I need to find out what I'm going to plant here, and I'm thinking the ice cream bean. I'll plant it on a mound. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the ice cream bean here. I'm going to plant it on a mound, mulch it, and we'll see how that one goes here. The only thing I'm concerned about is the height of the ice cream bean, because you're looking at trees here. They're fine. They're going to get the sun no matter what. But if I plant something here, I'm going to be shading out things like the plum. Maybe they should be okay. They're far enough away. In fact, if I measure this out, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're about 8 meters away. So that shouldn't be a problem. And of course, I've got my other pair. So this, if I put the ice cream bean here, they ain't going to get any afternoon sun, which is probably okay. And that ain't going to get any morning sun, but we'll then get the intense afternoon heat. But I think I'm going to take the risk. I'm not too sure whether you can prune ice cream bean. Maybe I could prune it down to keep it at about 5 meters. If I can do that, that would be ideal. I think they get, or maybe they only get, is it 5 to 8 meters? Let's go have a look at the label. Excuse me, just fly went in my mouth. Let's have a look how big this ice cream bean gets. Oh, 5 to 8 meters. Yeah, I'm going to put it in the ground here. So the first thing I'm going to do is probably just dig away some of the grass around the area, and then I'm going to get some potting mix. I'll get the stuff that's in the pot from the ice cream bean. I'll use that to raise it all off the ground, so it's partially above the ground, and hopefully we don't kill my ice cream bean from wet feet, because that would be a disaster. That was still a disaster. Any plant that dies, yeah, it hurts. I'm sure some of you know what I mean, but never mind. I've got plenty of trees that I can pick from, and I think it's going to be the ice cream bean. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get into this, I'm going to plant it, and then I'll show you the end result. Okay? Alright guys, dug my hole. It's not really that deep, but this ice cream bean hasn't filled out this pot yet. The root system's around about here, but so I'm going to put this in here, make sure it's puffed, making sure the top of this ice cream bean is above the ground, and I will show you that once I put this in the ground. Alright. Alright guys, I'm going to put some stakes in there as well. These branches are quite long and heavy, as you can see this one, and it's quite, I've risen it quite a bit off the ground. In fact, if you look at that, that's how much, I don't know, 150 mil, maybe 200 mil above the ground. And then I backfilled it with some potting mix, some of the native soil that I took out of the ground, mixed it all together with some dynamic lifter. And what I'll do to stop all that from flowing away is I'll put a border around this of some sort, maybe some logs or something I'll get my hands on, just to keep the soil all up there. This will slowly sink down a bit as well once it's been watered in and this stuff's broken down a bit. But if you don't know what an ice cream bean is, there is the tag. Essentially what this does is produces these huge pods, these huge bean pods, and if you pick them at the right time, you open up the pods and you will get, obviously the beans will be inside, but you don't eat them. It's what they're covered in, which is this white fluffy, I don't even know what you'd call it, just a white fluffy sort of like fairy floss type coating around the beans, and that's what you eat. That's supposed to be juicy and sweet, and a lot of people think it tastes like ice cream. So I'm looking forward to this one. Hopefully this one will survive here. What I was a bit worried about when I took it out the pot is how fragile the roots were. I did lose a few of the roots, so I'm a bit worried. So she might go backwards a bit before she starts improving again. So I'm going to stake this up, try and find something to put around the garden bed, and I'll water this in. Alright, so that's my ice cream bean in the ground. Cross fingers, in a few years, or maybe 2 or 3 years, I hear they grow really quickly when you put them in the ground. And they're also a nitrogen fixing plant as well, so everything around here will benefit from this, because this particular tree will put nitrogen back into the ground. So it should help out with the surrounding trees once this root system's established. Another thing with the ice cream bean is the roots. You don't want to be planting this near any water pipes. The roots will go hunting for water, and if you've got plants nearby, if you've got pipes nearby, storm water, excuse me, it will get into the pipes. Our easements, we don't have any easements on our property. They're on the other side of the fence here. And we're a good 10 metres away from any pipes. All right, I might find some garden bedding and stuff, water it in, stake it, and then I'll show you the end result. All right guys, we're back. Finished. So I've collected some logs I had around the house. They were under the avocado tree. These were originally in the veggie patch when I was doing the hugelculture technique in growing vegetables. So I've just put them around, filled it with mulch, and now I'm about to water it in. I'll just get me hose, I'm going to give it a good watering too. Get that on the right setting. Alright, it's going to need a really good soak. This mulch is going to retain a lot of the water as well, and break down, and obviously invite all those beautiful creatures that we want. One of them being the worms. Another thing, so I've actually staked this branch, I've actually tied this actual branch here to this stake because it's so long and really heavy at the end. Any strong wind I think will break it, so I've just tied that there until this thing gets a little bit older. Another thing, when you're staking in a plant, see how far I've got them away? Never, ever put a stake straight down the trunk of the tree and through the root ball. Don't do it. It's wrong. You'll set your plant back. You may even kill it if you're going right in close. So you put them apart, so they're pretty much in level with where the pot would have been. Okay, and then I put them on a slight angle, so when you do pull these tight, it's just got a bit more tension on it. But yeah, just very important, don't put the stake through the root ball. You'll stuff it. And you're probably thinking, gee, that looks really ugly, Gareth. These just random logs. Trust me, those logs are doing a good thing for the plant as well, because they're breaking down as well. They're also attracting all those little critters that chew the wood, poo it out, creating all those little microbes that you want. That's why I've done it along there. You can spend a fortune on having really expensive garden edging, like I did in my front garden with all the metal edging and the second-hand railway sleepers, and it looks really nice. But metal edging doesn't benefit the plants at all. I just did that for street appeal. But out the back here, yeah, I do as much as I can to help the plant. It's a beautiful day today. I think we're going to get a few days in a row. It's going to get a bit warmer every day. You can see it filling up in there. We'll let that soak down. Just want to make sure it's nicely soaked in. And hopefully it doesn't follow the path of my nectarine, which is now over there in the mulch. Everything goes to mulch. You see the old mulberry leaning up against the fence over there, that's mulch. It's actually still growing. It's been there for months and months and months, not even in the ground. That's how hardy the mulberries are. Look at that. It's growing out the base of the tree there. Everything else is dead above it. There's your nectarine there. Dead. Another one too is a fig down there. But I think it just gets too wet there for anything, so I might just pull that out and not put anything else in there. So I'll probably come back in, I don't know, half an hour, give it another watering. And that should be it. And then I'll water it again tomorrow. Just keep the water up to it while we get this hot weather. I think it may start to go backwards, but let's hope not. It should be okay if it starts to go backwards, but I'll definitely keep on filming the growth of this tree. And hopefully we'll get some ice cream beans in about 2 years. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.